Hey everybody, it's Jochen Heiden, and I'm back with the Lodrik versus Heiden campaign. This is the 17th of February 1942, turn 73, combat and intel analysis. So what am I looking forward to on this turn? Well, I'd like to see where Lodrik's carriers in the Solomon Sea slash Coral Sea area end up. Look at this guy. Yeah. Um, and also, I am curious as to what's going to happen in China with the whole Sian area. We know he's moving towards it, but when is he going to show up and exactly what all does he have? I'm not sure, so maybe we'll find out this turn. Okay, here we go with the February 17th turn, 1942. Curious what he's going to do in the Coral Sea area with his carriers and stuff. Oh, 23 mines, 24 mines. There's so many mines at Luganville. How many did he put in there? Okay, no night bombing. I know I'm not doing any right now. Did see the Coast Watchers mention there's some ships in Luganville. There they are, yep. They're still in there. More, I cannot believe the amount of mines he put in Luganville. We're way north of 200 mines there now. Ah, dang it. Yep, he's definitely pushed his sorry, jeez. He's definitely pushed his subs um, out away from Numea, and he's in the convoy lanes now, which is going to make it harder for us to find a way out of there. Yep, we just lost that Dutch AP. Okay, fortunately he missed there, but we know he's got subs right off of Brisbane now. Man. Well, I mean, I'll try to find the good in this. At least we're pushed off from the Maya now, right? Oh, we got a hit there. So a couple of my, looks like these are Clemsons. We ran into RO64, got a hit, but it probably did very little damage, just south of Brisbane. He spotted enemy carriers. Where? He's got a lot of activity near Mary. I wonder if that's the that raiding regiment he's bringing in. All right, prepare yourself for some China air spam. Okay, this unit will not survive this turn. We won't see a little icon here next turn. It's already on its last legs. There it is. That's basically almost. It's dead. It's it's dead. He killed it. All right, now he's going for Sian, and he's bombing the. He's bombing it because he's coming in. Totally know what he's doing now. Now he's doing a ground bombing attack on Kukong to try to slow us down with these light bombers. They won't inflict a lot of casualties with their heavy rain in the hex. And he's still targeting the base. That's a ground attack. He's slowing us down. Okay, wow, AM phase is pretty quiet. Hopefully we get something good on the PM phase. Okay, another raid on Bandung. Minor damage. Okay, this is a ground attack raid on Kukang to slow us down. Okay, this should be a port strike. Hopefully that we... Yes! Here we go. Nice. He had an ACM there. Oh! There goes B-26. Okay. Nice. Nice. That's what we're talking about here. All right. Look at this. This is good news, guys. Look what happened here. So we had to trade a B-26, but in return, we sunk 3 ACMs. And these are mine tenders. So he brought them into Luganville to maintain his minefield here, and we just destroyed 3 of them. I doubt he's got more, because you only need 1 ACM for every 150 mines. So that's 450 mines worth of tending that is now lost to him. I like this. Okay, another raid. These are again going for a port strike. Alright, I'm thinking we hit nothing because either the weather or he's got nothing left there. That was a very successful raid. This should be a strike on the runway. Okay, we're trying to keep that damaged. Again, the weather's going to be a concern here. Okay, got a couple hits now. Looks like 3 hits. Okay, and that's fine. That'll damage it. These are 500-pound bombs that are hitting it. Okay, you know, I'm happy with this. Oh, he's coming in for, there it is. He's coming in. He's coming in for, oh, dude, we were ripping him up. Oh, holy moly. Look at this, guys. Did you see that? Those were troop transports. We just shot down a ton of them. Oh, that's not good for him. What happened? Why did he come in so low? Guys, that might have been that raiding regiment. Oh my gosh. We may have decimated the whole thing. Did you see that? Wow. Poor Lodrik. That was not good. That was not good. Okay. Alright, bombardment at Changsha. Let's get through it. The usual daily bombardment here. Wow. We shredded those guys. Guys, I knew he was going to try for an airborne attack on Tajilitjap. No, I'm sorry, Tarakan. And we just ripped it up. Oh, jeez, that's so bad. I can't wait to see the numbers on this. Okay. Usual daily loss. Okay. Looks like he's got some tanks trying to finish off our stuff at on this road here. He should take this. What? What? Well, didn't yet. Maybe because he's fatigued, but he did take a lot more. He did destroy a lot more of the devices, the squads. So I don't know why they're not dead yet, but they're still alive. So. Oh, this is not going to go well for him. That's all that made it in. That's all that made it in, guys. Guys, the SIGINT did not lie. The second raiding regiment. Well, that's kind of shocking. Despite the fact that they came in so light, and we have so much more force there, he inflicted a lot of casualties on us. But you know, I'm really surprised that they're. I would have expected us to do a little better than this, given what he's lost coming in. But these guys are cut off and isolated, so we may be able to finish them off. Wow. Oh, some did get in, but not not much. Okay. Ooh, Rangoon, Adak, Hobart. These base expansions give us points, and having Rangoon at size 7 is a good thing. I would have to say this was a good turn for us. Yeah, it's been a while since I can say that, other than the obviously the carrier attack. That was pretty good. But sinking some ACMs at Luganville, um, shooting down so many troop transports going into Tarakan, these are good things for us. And we'll take a close look at Tarakan and what happened there to try to figure out if those troops that he dropped are done for or not. Ooh, the Hollywood. Get some more ships. Ooh, KVs. I like those. Wow, what a turn. All right, we will yeah, let's take a look at what happened here. Good stuff. Okay, we're back. So, a lot of activity here at Tarakan this turn. Unfortunately, after reviewing what I had already just recorded and looking at the data, I don't think we shot down nearly as many aircraft as I thought. So, let's take a look at everything here. So, for aircraft losses, I was expecting to see a ton of Japanese aircraft loss, but unfortunately, the only thing that we appear to have gotten was a Mavis. That's it. In trade, we lost a Catalina, of which I just don't have enough to be losing like this, and a Marauder, which again, I don't have any replacements of these right now. So, not a good day for us as far as losses. Looking at the top pilots, we did lose one KIA out of this group, so won't get that back. And of course, we'll always keep an eye on Mr. Tanner B, right? See how he's doing today. So he's a wounded pilot. Tanner B still waiting. We'll see what happens. And then we can also take a look at group to see if we have any other wounded pilots that we might be able to get back soon. So really almost we're just down to one and the rest are okay. All right, looking at the Army loss points, they did tick up again last turn due to various places where we took losses, but nothing substantial. He went up a whole point. Allied ship sunk last turn. We did lose a 4-point Dutch AP near Noumea due to a sub. Once again, another sub kill. And we are getting so close to breaking 300 ships. And that's pretty bad, I think, for this point in the war. 300 ships is not good. He's reporting no additional ships sunk, of course. So, taking a look at the information here, overall, I would say we actually gained a few points on him this last turn. I think we went up maybe 50 points. And I believe that to be due to the Allied base points going up due to some upgrades at ports and airfields that we got. So, we're holding him off. He's still winning, but we're keeping him here, more or less. For the last few turns, he hasn't gained a lot of ground on us. So, yeah, I feel like the window for him to do that is rapidly closing, so he better start capturing some stuff and doing it quickly, because he should be quite a bit more ahead than where he is. I think. I mean, I've never played Japan against a human, but I would think they need to be a little further ahead than this. But who knows? Okay, so we can take a look now at the combat reports for February 17th. And very interestingly, I left a couple of minesweepers at Noumea, and we are still cleaning up mines, which is crazy. This is another 109 mines, and that means that he's got even more there still. Because if we look at Luganville, we still see the symbol for mines. How many mines did he lay at Luganville? It has to have been at least 300. Because I feel like we're at 270 right now. So obviously I need to make a decision on whether or not I want to continue leaving ships there to do this. Because we have carriers on the way. But the fact remains, we've swept almost 270 mines at Luganville, and there are still more left. So pretty crazy. Anyway, let's take a look at the SIGINT. Oh, okay. So I'll have to fix that because I was going over the Helson turn. And I'm using the same install, so sometimes these ops reports get kind of overlaid. So I'm going to pause the video, fix this, and I'll be right back. Stand by. Okay, magic. It's fixed. Okay, so let's look at our SIGINT report for the February 17th. I'm going to just kind of go through this quickly. Okay. Moving some more engineers to Serbia. He's really looking to build that up for some reason. Well, I know for some reason being it's something important. He's trying to make Java a bastion. Okay, looks like we got some Air Force companies at Singapore. Southeast area fleet at truck. Okay, nothing here super noteworthy this particular time. Looking at the operations report again, I'll scroll through this looking for anything noteworthy, and I'll point it out to you if you can't read the font. A lot of Coast Watchers, and again, you got to take these Coast Watchers with a grain of salt. Look at this Coast Watcher report. AK Akagi Maru located at the Feni Islands. AK Akagi Maru reported in Port Luganville. Okay, so obviously the same ship can't be in two different places at once, so you can't really trust the Coast Watchers too much. Okay, taking a look at this stuff. All right. Oh, 83rd Chinese Corps destroyed at Sian, near Sian. Yep. I thought it would be, so it was just bombed into oblivion. Literally nobody left alive. Okay, so this is what I saw here. All right. This is what I thought all of these were actually being shot down, and they weren't. So we did destroy one Mavis, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 were damaged by flak. I misread this, and I thought that these were destroyed by flak. I really wish they were, because it would have been a complete slaughter otherwise. But unfortunately not. They were not destroyed. They were only damaged. So, yeah, that is what it is. That means a lot of these got in, I'm sure. And there'll be more coming in next turn, perhaps, to reinforce those units that are already on the ground. Man, I thought they were destroyed. That would have been great. Okay, got some ships coming back on service at Colombo. Let's see. ADAC is at port level 3, which is great. Rangoon, size 7. That's probably where we got our points this turn. Rangoon is a nice big multiplier for the Allies. So when you get the airfield size 7 at Rangoon, that's really pumping it. Hobart, size 4. Okay, the base force at Bandung is taking on some stuff. We got some ships ready to move at Noumea. Okay, this convoy at Cape Town is disbanded, which means we're going to have a lot of nice devices in our pool to distribute out to the Commonwealth units that need them. Got a few new ships here: the Hollywood, City of Hankow, Treville. We admitted the loss of the Major. One thing that is nice is that we got this new KV at Victoria. These are obviously British corvettes. Great for escorting because they have excellent ASW capabilities. And these are transfers down here. All right. So I think we've covered all the important stuff. Let's go ahead and just cover the whole situation. And we'll start here in China. China. All right, so our troops get back to Wasu up in the north, but we know he's in hot pursuit, and I ain't sticking around to wait. So I'm gonna have these guys start their move up to here. Set all to march. And the plan here for these troops is to do a roundabout. We're going to come all the way down through here, double back along this road, and head back south. Now, he may plan for that and block this road intersection, which I would do, but we don't know what he's going to do. So uh, we have nothing to lose here. We're not going to be able to defend a Wasu with no supply. So it doesn't hurt to go ahead and try to at least do a roundabout and try to outfox him and see if we can get away. As far as I know, he doesn't have visibility on these units, so I'm hoping that we can just kind of come up and around and I'll work our way and kind of retake some of these bases on the way down before he realizes it. But it's a long shot because it's going to take weeks to get back around this way. So we'll see how that works. If the units get killed, I have nothing to lose here because they're already cut off and surrounded anyway. So we have nothing to lose by doing this plan. As far as that, I think all of his forces are concentrated in these two areas here. He may have one unit down here at Qiuchuan, but the bulk of what he would need to take Lanchao is up north. So we do have quite a bit of time before he's going to be in a position where we need to be threatened. So here near Sian, we lost that blocking unit here. No point in sending another one because we know exactly what is coming now. So what I'm going to do here is cancel move orders for everybody. Set everybody back to combat mode for now. And now we have 1,400 AV sitting in this hex here. With some pretty decent fort. The terrain is crap. That's the only concern that I have. And we know that when he comes across this river, it's going to be a shock attack, which bears extra, force behind it. So I still am moving troops back towards Sian, and I do plan on pulling out of here and retreating because this is just not a sustainable place to be. Because he has more AV down here than I do, and they're more effective. And even with the forts being what they are, we are not going to be able to trade 1-for-1 with him on clear terrain. So we need to fall back to better terrain. So that's the plan. And we're going to do it slowly, though, so it doesn't look like we're just pulling chocks all at the same time. But I am going to give up Sian. It's time to go ahead and make that move. Down here in the center, still no issues with anything other than supply. We finally got the Changsha airfield damage down, so we're going to continue working on the fortification level. Here at Pinxiang, we're still holding out here, but we are well on our way to flanking him. So we have one unit going around this way to close that hex side, and the others are going to go straight in. We'll have an encirclement for a couple days, which you can easily break by moving units this way, and that's okay. I don't think I'm going to have the time to destroy these units, and I think he's got quite a bit here anyway, so we wouldn't be able to trade with him very well, and I'm not even going to try. I just want to threaten him. Well, we definitely got him stalemated in all these places right now. In the south, we've already got our first set of units set up down here in our new positions. And this terrain is excellent terrain. It's what is it called? The forest rough. And you'll notice that all of our units are now fully in supply. Historically, in this game, it's much easier to keep units in supply when they're in the field than when they're on a base. Because the base has extra requirements, right? You have to build forts, airfields. You have to maintain it, repair it. All that stuff takes supply. And there's different requirements for supply levels at the base as opposed to in the field. And we're further up the supply line than the actual base itself. So this unit is now fully in supply, and we're going to be able to start working on... See how the fatigue is down, the disruption is basically at 0? Because these guys are eating good now. They got all the rice and the water they need to to survive. Sorry, I don't mean to sound, okay. Whatever they want to eat, they got. And this is plenty of AV to hold this hex at ×3. Look at that. Might as well take 1400 and multiply it by 3. We got 4200 AV equivalent here now. And we're going to start working on these fort levels next turn. So I like this position way better than this one. These guys are well on their way out. And look at their supply levels. It's in the garbage, right? Because the base is not getting supply right now. And the base is damaged. So the base has no supply to give the troops. So we're just going to pull them out. We've got 232 AV worth of troops heading to here. We've got another 164 there. And I'm going to move more troops into this hex to block it. Again, another WR hex. So if he wants to come down this road, he's going to run into a wall of at least 1,000 AV by the time I'm done with it. And we got plenty more that we can break off and send down this way. Plus, I got another 800 here at Tuyun. I could always send some from Changsha. I got tons over here in Chongqing. So we're going to be able to have a nice new defensive line down here. And I also have blocking forces on these hexes as well, just in case he tries to break the supply lines here. Okay, this is all good terrain. So I'm liking my new defensive positions. He can have Kukong. He can have the 44 points. But now I am having units that are now in supply on better terrain than Kukong was. And we're not going to have the same kind of issues supplying these units as we were before. So it's a win-win for me. Good trade. Okay, so looking here in Burma and Thailand area, we see that he's actually pulling his unit back out of Rahang. I don't really know why. I still don't understand why he's not building up these airfields and why we haven't seen some sort of offensive movements here in Thailand towards Burma. The clock is ticking every day for him to do something about taking Burma and cutting our supplies to Rangoon. Well, not to Rangoon, cutting our supplies to China from Rangoon. Because if you take a look here, we just recently hit size 7 airfield. We have a size 4 fort, and now we're going to start working on the port. And every time we do that, we're gaining more points. Look at the value of Rangoon to me now, 1,800 points. Now, granted, now I've invested a lot more so that the point swing will be even greater, but I don't think he can take Rangoon anymore. Especially, look what we have here now, 1,455 AV. And we're just getting better and stronger every single day. And look at this Chinese core, right? It's split up into divisions. If you look at its component pieces, that's 330, almost 400, over 500 AV in Chinese troops alone just in Rangoon. And they're getting stronger every day because I have these guys on replacement. So every day these units are gaining strength. And it's just going to make it harder for him to take Rangoon if he wants to even bother with it. So I don't know how he wins this game if he doesn't take Burma. Because you're going to need to take Burma to take the Indian Ocean area here, right? India. You can't just skip Burma because it's a huge bastion of force that we can use to block him. So he needs to take Burma before he moves on India. And I don't see any movement to that effect. Additionally, I've got the Royal Sovereign come down here to start working a patrol blocking movement here, so that we don't have any worries about any of his surface raiders coming up here and disrupting our convoys. The first of our convoys arrives into Rangoon next turn, and that's bringing 8,000 supply, and right behind it we've got 42,000 supply and 55,000 supply. You see what I'm saying? We have a lot of supply moving back into Rangoon, and once we have it, I'm going to be feeding it into China. So, I hope he's ready for this, We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do out here. I can't figure it out. And the rest of the Indian Ocean is dead quiet. The subs have gone away. The carriers are gone. The surface raiders are gone. So we have full run-of-the-mill over here to do whatever we want for the time being. We can take a look at the ships. I'm not afraid to tell you where my carriers are right now because everybody knows. I have 4 carriers here. 1 British, 3 American. The Saratoga and Yorktown are repairing every day, and they're just in readiness mode. We got a bunch of destroyers out of the shipyard last turn, and I have since moved more ships in. So now we're up to about 36,000 ship tons worth of stuff in the shipyard, and this is what we're working on. We'll have all these guys repaired up real good in about 5 days, and after that, we can look at shoving in probably the... Oops, wrong button. We can start looking at maybe putting in next the Yorktown, because that's the more damaged of the two. So that will go into the shipyard, and we should have that out pretty quick because the damage is pretty minor. In the meantime, though, we are working on the system damage. Okay, we should have these carriers fully operational within a month, is my estimate. Ready for unrestricted full operation. The units are here. All of the carrier units are training here in the base. And look at that. I had them working on different skills that I want them to be better at. ASW. These guys are just training up on the air some more. A lot of ASW training this time around. And the full Mars are getting better at their air-to-air. Granted, these are fighter bombers. So I'll probably have them working on air skill first and then strafing afterwards. But yeah. So right now at Colombo, we have 162 fighters. 9 fighter bombers, so call it 170 fighters, 117 dive bombers. So this is unapproachable right now to him. He cannot come anywhere close to Ceylon without having to incur the wrath of all these aircraft, because I will have them attacking anything that comes near quickly. And we know for certain he cannot get from here to here in one turn, right? Our naval search will pick him up before he gets within range to strike. So we will have our required notice to react to this. So I'm comfortable with my carriers being here right now. I don't feel any threat. And I'm moving more escort ships and more subs back down into these blocking areas. And I got more escort ships heading back to cover my convoys. So we want to reinstate the supply convoys to Rangoon. Once we do that, we'll see a major alleviation of our supply situation in China. It's been bad for about a month. Okay, a few weeks of in-game time because Lodrik's been operating in the Indian Ocean for a few weeks until we shut that down last week. So now that we've eradicated that threat, we can restart the supply movement into China via Rangoon, and I'm looking forward to it. So, okay, scrolling down here, I really feel like the clock is ticking on Palembang. We have some sort of landing down here at Osthaven. I don't know what this is, but I do recall maybe watching the dojo game with Lodrik some time ago. Lodrik landed at Osthaven and marched up to Palembang. So maybe that's what he's planning to do here as well. I don't know. I think it's a little harder to do an amphibious invasion of Palembang. It's possible, but you're going to eat a lot of shells from the coastal guns, and you got mines here, all that stuff. I think going via land is the best way to go about taking Palembang, in my opinion, but he may not agree. In Java here, he's he's done a great job. I think he's done an excellent job in Java. He's got his first unit here in Bandung. So any day now we can expect combat. So the troops are ready. Fatigue is mostly low. The morale is decent where it can be. We have plenty of supply. We got great terrain. And we also have some good fort, and it's coming up every day. So it will be a good battle for a while. So on Time Street terrain, this 600 is more like 1800. It's multiplied by 3. So he's going to have to bring a lot of troops here to reduce this, and he's going to take a lot of casualties doing it, assuming that's what he's trying to do. He could easily just bypass us and kind of block us off and leave us here and let us die on the vine. If I were him, that's what I would do, because there's no point to just... Other than for pride, I don't know why you'd want to actually try to take that right now. And you don't need it. He's got Batavia. He's got Surabaya. Those are the two most important bases. He's got Tjiljap. He doesn't need Bandung. So we'll see what he does with that. I'll be interested to see it. Here in Borneo, we're waiting for him to do something here. We see quite a bit of ships and stuff operating in this area at this turn, right? So what I think I'm going to do is send my wildebeests over to Balikpapan for a little naval attack. And we'll send the swordfish as well. We don't have very many of those left. But we'll go ahead and see if we can pick off some of these ships. I have no idea what he's doing with these ships. This looks like an invasion force, but where he's trying to go in, I don't know. Is there anything else we can send? The rest of them are just fighters that I don't think have the legs to do much. So I'm just going to keep them where they're at. Oh, we can send these guys as well. We'll send what we can over there to see what they can do. You know, as a matter of fact, let's send some of these buffaloes too. These guys are kind of aching for a fight. So we'll send all these. We're going to set these guys to naval attack. Max range will be 5. We don't want them to go crazy. Let's see. These guys' max range is going to be 5. These guys will be 4. I want them carrying their max bomb loads. That's why. Because if you go to max range, you have a reduced bomb load. If you go to minimum range, you have the normal bomb load. Now, granted, we're not going to be able to carry torpedoes here anyway. Bombs will work. But I believe these guys carry 2 500-pound bombs in this configuration. And then the swordfish will also carry bombs. Yeah, and then we'll set their range to 6. Now with the torpedo planes, we want to come in a bit higher to avoid flak. These guys can come in low. These guys come in higher to avoid the flak initially. Okay, so hopefully we can get a couple hits on some ships over here this turn. Now, the big story, I think, for this whole turn was the aerial invasion of Tarakan. And I'm going to have to stop for a moment and take a little bit of credit for properly calling this out. So I don't know if you guys recall, several turns ago, I was looking at the SIGINT, and I noticed that it mentioned that the 2nd Raiding Regiment was planning for an attack on Tarakan. And what do you know? The 2nd Raiding Regiment made its appearance via an airdrop over Tarakan. So what I should have done was make sure the unit was ready. They were not in combat mode. They were in rest mode. So we took a little bit of a penalty for being in the wrong mode. I fixed it now. We're okay. This is swamp terrain, so it's ×3, right? We have pretty decent fortification. And he's isolated. So unless he does something drastic here within the next turn, which could be this unit coming in for reinforcement. I don't really know what this is. We also have these guys coming around. These could be additional reinforcements to Tarakan. Right? What I did do here, though, is I am anticipating him moving in another wave of... I'm expecting him to moving another wave of bombers this turn. So I'm going to set... I brought some fighters in. These are the last of the Dutch fighters. This is it. We got 7 fighters. They're all on 100% escort... cap, rather. And hopefully we can intercept the bombers coming in this next turn. And shoot some of them down. Because he's going to... This is not enough. He's going to have to bring in more. So it's going to require additional airdrops. But now we have fighters here to try to do something about it. So we'll see how that goes. Nothing really to report in the Philippines. I've seen no additional offensive movement, which I don't understand why he's not just grabbing these bases out here. They're free. Okay? He doesn't even need to technically even own them. He just needs to grab them by proximity. But while he's sitting on these, he could be using a tiny little unit and just leapfrogging from base to base to base and capturing all of these. This is a lot of points in here. So I don't really know what he's doing. The killers of Cagayan are working their way back. First to Butuan, and then we'll take Cagayan back. And then we'll return to Mabalay and leave it at that. Absolutely dead quiet over here in the what do you call this? The Dutch East Indies is part of the Sea. I do have all these subs in position here, but I think once he takes Balikpapan, I'm gonna move them into these hexes here, and we're gonna start raiding his. He's gonna want to grab his fuel and oil and get it out. We're gonna set up all kinds of subs here, and this will be our new blockade area because it's all ocean deep, and we can be a lot more effective over here. These guys are just protecting Ambon basically. In hindsight, I wish I had been just all up and out of the Makassar Strait, but it's a little late for that. So we'll just kind of go ahead and do it after the fact, see what we can get out of it. All right. So I think we've covered the Dutch East Indies sufficiently. Darwin is nice and quiet. I am packaging up this unit because it's got an additional AR that I need. I'm sending that down to Brisbane and then over to Noumea to help fix those ships. Perth is absolutely dead quiet. We only have a single sub there that's being repaired. And yeah, we'll have that ready in 8 days, and that'll be the end. That'll be the last of that. Over here, we still have subs in between these two places, which are giving us some issues, but nothing I can do about it really right now. We just don't have a lot of escort ships to spare. I have all these ships out here, but we have a big threat right now. So the carriers that were over here last turn are now over here. So I am trusting the intel because it's been multiple days now that we're reading this. 55 fighters and approximately 15 bombers. That's been consistent for several days, so I trust it. Here's what I think. This is my theory as to what Lodrik is doing right now. All right, bear with me. See if you're following my logic. He is not actually going to attack anywhere with these. I think he's actually moving these close to Luganville to provide cap support for the base. He's tired of my bombers bombing this every day. He just lost 3 ACMs even though the intel doesn't show it. We saw the combat report. Watch. Let me bring this up. Let me find it here. Right here. We did a port strike on Luganville, and we found 3 ships there. We took out 3 ACMs, and they're all reporting as sunk. But we got no mention of them in anywhere else. I believe they're sunk. Be that as it may, he's tired of us bombing Luganville, and until he can stop our bombers, this damage is going to continue to pile up, and he'll never build it up. So what I think he's doing is he's gone fighter heavy on this unit here, and he's going to move it close to Luganville, not all the way in. He'll probably stay up here just out of range of my naval attack bombers, and he's going to use the fighters as long-range cap to protect Luganville. So here's what I'm going to do, because I think that's what he's going to do. I'm going to take all these subs that are currently on blockade duty, right, and I'm going to shift their patrol zones to out here to see if we can pick up some of this stuff. And we're going to make it so that he has to push off far enough away from Luganville that he can no longer effectively support it with these fighters. So let's see what happens next turn. But here's my theory. All these guys are going to be used to protect Luganville. Because there is no way in heck this is sufficient force to do damage to anything else we got. We have more fighters on Noumea than he has aircraft in this unit. So I think he's just going to use it to protect Luganville. The other theory is that this is a diversion, and that his Kido Butai carrier force is actually on another mission. Because it's been enough time since they've been here that we should have seen them by now, and we have not seen them. So they could be anywhere in this area up here. I don't think they're out here because we've got naval search here, naval search here, naval search here. You see the overlapping zones, right? So he can't be out here. We'd see him. He ain't gonna be out here because we'd see him here too, right? He wouldn't be over here. We'd see him. You get the picture? Midway, Wake. We've got PPYs everywhere. So anywhere in this area where he could threaten another movement, we'd see it by now, and we haven't seen it. So I think the Kido Butai is either still a truck, or they're off doing something else, but not in an area that they're an immediate threat to us, like down here. It's very possible that Lodrik is shifting the Kido Butai towards the Indian Ocean. But I know he's not going down through here because we'd catch it. Because again, naval search all through here. We'd catch him coming through here. All right. So for him to get there safely, he'd have to kind of go up north of the Philippines, down through here, and up this way. Because the only naval search we have left in this part of the world is out of Palembang, and that's a matter of days before that's done. So if he wants to keep the secret of the carriers and where they're going, he'd have to kind of go up through Luzon, up north of Luzon, and come back through, where we have no search assets whatsoever. So if he's going to move the Kido Butai, that's the only way I can see that he could go where we wouldn't know until it was getting close to being too late. So your guess is as good as mine as to what the big carriers are doing. That's a theory. He could be going to Indian Ocean. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So I think I've covered just about everything we need to cover here. I feel like this video has gone on a bit long, but there's kind of a lot going on the map right now, and I kind of wanted to bring everybody up to speed on it. So yeah, let's see what happens this next turn with these carriers. Are they a huge threat? No. Could they damage some ships? Yeah, possibly, but not very many because he doesn't have enough bombers to do a lot of attacks. So I still think with the amount of the balance of fighters versus bombers, he's just going to use them as cover for Luganville. So that's what I'm thinking. So put in the comments if you think I'm right or if I'm way off base here. If you have any other theory about what these carriers are doing, I'd love to hear it. It'll probably be too late because I'm going to have this turn done tonight and sent back to him. So if you're trying to tell me to do something, it probably won't happen until the following turn because I've already got my idea set as to what I'm going to do with my forces this turn. But yeah, let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to what Lodrik has in store for us. Everything's on the table for us now because, you know, we did deal him a blow in the Indian Ocean, but he still has the stronger carrier force than I do, and they're still together as far as I can see, with the exception of Kaga, rest in peace, as I do the sign of the cross on my chest. He still has the rest of them, the Shokaku, Zuikaku, Soryu, Hiryu, and the Akagi. As far as I know, they're alive and well, and they're very powerful. So wherever they show up is going to be a fun time, and I can't wait to see where that is. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. Leave your comments or come over to Discord. If things pop, and we're 3 people short of 150 members. So why don't 3 of you guys watching this video come join my Discord if you haven't yet and join in on the fun because it's a great time. I'll catch you guys on the next one.